Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. Today we are talking about Azusa Lost But Seeking from the Champions of Kamigawa set. A very fun commander that I have played against many times, and very powerful commander as well. Azusa is a human monk. It's a 1/2 with a mana value of 3, 2 generic mana, and 1 green mana. And then it has 1 static ability, which is you may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. And I did recently watch this crazy video where someone had the Amulet of Vigor out, and in a 2-color deck they were doing the bounce lands and using Azusa's static ability to put those bounce lands into play. They come into play untapped because the amulet, and then with the bounce trigger on the stack, you can tap, add that 2 mana to your mana pool, do it again, and get 6 mana with 1 land, which is really cool. The other thing to note, as far as rules for Azusa goes, is Azusa's ability is cumulative with other effects that allow you to play additional lands, such as that of Song of Creation. Essentially, the more of that ability you have, the more lands you can play. So Azusa lets you play up to 3 lands in a turn because it lets you play an additional 2. Song of Creation gives you an additional 1 land per turn, I think. So then that would bump you up to 4 lands per turn. Any other effects would bump you up to 5, 6, 7, etc, etc. So that does add up, which is really powerful. Like I said earlier, with that cool synergy of Amulet of Vigor and a bounce land, you could add a lot of mana in a single turn. Speaking of playing a lot of lands, Courser of Kruphix is a great card to have because it lets you play lands off the top of your deck, which is great because it means when you run out of land drops in your hand, you still have your whole library of lands that you can play from, and doing it from your library allows you to get those lands out of the way so then you can draw your spells and play your spells to win the game. And the life gain is small but effective. The deck that I am putting Azusa in as the commander for is of course a landfall deck. We want to play as many lands as possible over and over again and get all of the benefits from landfall, which has been around for a little while now as a mechanic, which is really cool. I love this mechanic. A popular deck idea on EDHREC, and a deck idea that I have fought against multiple times, is of course a Eldrazi tribal deck. Since you are playing so many lands on each of your turns, it's actually very easy to play a 9-mana Artisan of Kozilek in this deck, which is absurd and powerful. And finally, as a fun, janky build-around, was Land Creatures deck. Since you're going to be playing so many lands on each of your turns, why not use your lands to win the game by turning them into a giant army of creatures, giving them counters, giving them cool keywords, and then overwhelming your opponents at the board with one big swing for the win. And that is going to do it for Azusa Lost But Seeking, an insanely good ramp card. I didn't mention this with the Azami, Lady of Scrolls, but obviously Azami is very powerful because it gives you card advantage, and Azusa does the other aspect of that where it gives you land ramp like crazy. So both are very good and very powerful commanders. And like I said with Azusa, if you're going to be drawing a bunch of cards on a single turn, you're going to get a target on your back. This does the same thing. If you're going to be playing 3 lands every turn, or at least up to 3 lands every turn, that is going to put a target on your back, because the more lands you have in play, the more spells you're going to play. So be prepared for that, but have a lot of fun. Grow your board state like crazy by playing so many lands. And of course, this card, like many others that are going to be coming out for this set, does have the rank of S tier. So thank you guys again. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything I missed or any synergies I didn't talk about. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!